Picture this. You walk into Marshall's, those wide aisles lined with designer logos, racks stacked like treasure hunts, and that little rush you get when you think you just found a $200 handbag for $59.99. Feels good, right? Like you just beat the system. But here's the problem. You didn't beat the system, you walked straight into it. Because Marshall's has spent years perfecting the illusion of a deal. And once you see what's really going on behind those price tags, you'll never look at that compare at sticker the same way again. You see, Marshall's isn't just selling you clothes, they're selling you a story about luxury, savings, and being smarter than the average shopper. But behind that story lies one of the most clever pricing systems in retail. Let's start with that designer purse you just grabbed off the rack. It says Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, maybe even Ralph Lauren. The tag says, compare at $200, our price $89.99. Seems like a steal. Except here's the secret they never want you to know. That designer bag might have never seen the inside of a real designer store. That's right. A huge chunk of those brand name items at Marshall's aren't leftover department store stock. They're manufactured specifically for discount chains like Marshall's and TJ Maxx. Same logos, same tags, but different factories, cheaper materials, and way looser quality control. Think of it like this. You're not getting steak for half price. You're getting a cheaper cut with the same label slapped on. These brands actually create special discount versions of their products, using lower grade fabrics, plastic zippers instead of metal ones, and simplified stitching patterns, all designed to look expensive from a distance. It's like buying a luxury car with vinyl seats and no engine under the hood. And Marshall's mixes these made-for-outlet items right in with genuine overstock. Same racks, same signs, same confusion. So when you find that designer top next to real clearance merchandise, your brain does the math for you. If this one is real, they must all be real. That's the psychology. One real item creates a halo of trust around 10 fakes. It's like hiding fake gold bars in a pile of real ones. You'd never know which is which. Even worse, many of the labels that sound upscale, like Cynthia Rowley, Tahari Studio, or Vince Camuto Lifestyle, are actually house lines made just for Marshall's and its sister stores. You can't find them in Nordstrom or Macy's because they don't exist there. It's all branding theater. A designer's name slapped onto a factory line built for mass retail. The same marketing magic that makes fast food look like gourmet cuisine in commercials. And that's just the beginning. Because if you think the tag prices are honest, wait until you find out how Marshall's decides what to compare them to. That $79 jacket tagged compare at $150? That number might be straight up fiction. Retailers like Marshall's aren't legally required to base those comparison prices on anything real. It just has to look reasonable. I've seen jackets marked compare at $180 that sold for $60 at Macy's all season long. Those tags are less about data and more about psychology. It's not about what it costs. It's about what it feels like you saved. Marshall's plays on that rush, the adrenaline hit of winning the deal. Because when your brain sees that crossed out number, it stops thinking logically and starts celebrating. You're not buying a jacket, you're buying a dopamine rush with a barcode. And the crazy part? Most shoppers don't even realize how deep the illusion goes. The company's entire business model shifted years ago from real overstock to made-for-discount merchandise. But the branding never changed. People still think they're getting department store leftovers, when in reality, they're buying products built from the ground up for Marshall's price tag system. You're not saving money, you're just spending smart-looking money. So next time you pick up that $200 designer dress for $49, just know that deal might be about as real as the compare at number printed on it. But here's where things get even trickier. Because it's not just the products that are staged. Even the markdowns themselves might be fake. Let's talk about those yellow clearance stickers. The little golden tickets that make every Marshall shopper's heart race. You see one and instantly think, jackpot. But peel that sticker back, and you might just find another sticker underneath. And another. Welcome to what I call discount inception. Sometimes those stacked tags reveal that the item's price hasn't gone down at all. It's just been recycled through a few different markdown rounds to look fresh. It's like playing a shell game with numbers. Except the only thing disappearing is your trust. And here's the kicker. Those red compare it tags, the ones showing a dramatic slash through the original price, are often completely made up. Legally, Marshall's doesn't have to prove that a single store on Earth ever sold that item at the price they're comparing it to. All they need is a corporate employee who thinks, yeah, $200 sounds about right. So that $59.99 designer dress? It might never have been sold for more than $70 anywhere. But by printing compare at $200, they make you feel like you just stole it. That's the art of illusion. They're not discounting reality. They're discounting your perception. And once you believe you're saving money, you'll forgive a lot. Cheap stitching, missing buttons, suspicious zippers, all forgiven in the name of a great deal. But Marshall's doesn't stop at fake comparisons. They also mastered the art of recycling. And I'm not talking about plastic bottles. Ever pick up something that looked new, sealed, and perfect, only to get home and find fingerprints inside the box, or a missing cable, or something that smells like it's already lived a life? Yeah, that's not just bad luck. That's part of the Marshall's mystery box system. Returned items often get slapped back on shelves within hours, sometimes with a quick wipe, sometimes not even that. If it looks okay from the outside, it's going back out there. You could be buying a blender that's been returned because it caught fire last week, now back on display with a shiny clearance tag. I once saw a customer buy a coffee maker that had a cord wrapped in electrical tape. Looked sealed. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. And if you've ever noticed how some boxes look like they've been through a war zone, but still have that new sticker, congratulations, you've seen the system at work. Marshall's thrives on the chaos of its own shelves, because when everything looks like a treasure hunt, you stop questioning the details. You're too busy chasing the find. But behind the racks, there's another problem: the quality itself. Many of those discount brands are made in low-cost factories with minimal oversight, and when a batch doesn't pass a major retailer's quality control, guess where it goes? That's right, it goes to you. It's like playing Russian roulette with your shopping cart. You might get something great, or you might get a handbag that falls apart before you reach the parking lot. And when you try to return it, good luck. Marshall's return policy is like a maze written by lawyers who get paid by the fine print. 30 days, but only if you've got the receipt, the tag, the original bag, and maybe a witness to prove you didn't wear it twice. Miss one condition, and suddenly your bargain becomes a permanent souvenir. Even worse, some stores quietly track your returns. Make too many too fast, say 3 in a month, and you might get flagged as a problem shopper. No joke. And those little paper receipts that fade faster than ice cream in July? Yeah, that's not an accident either. Thermal paper is notorious for vanishing ink, and when it does, so does your ability to prove anything. So now you've got a half-broken blender, a missing tag, a faded receipt, and a manager shrugging at you like, sorry, store policy. It's frustrating by design. The longer you argue, the more likely you are to give up. And even if you do manage to get a refund, you'll probably be offered store credit. So, guess what? You're back inside the same maze. The truth is, Marshall's doesn't make money on one big sale. They make it on 1,000 little inconveniences that quietly add up. From fake price tags to sticker games to mystery returns, every part of the system is built on one principle: make you feel lucky enough to stop asking questions. And it works. Because let's be honest, Marshall's feels fun. It's colorful, chaotic, and full of little surprises. But once you realize those surprises are engineered, the magic starts to fade. And we're just getting started. Because the real manipulation doesn't happen at the register. It happens on the sales floor, in the way products are placed, rotated, and priced over time to keep you chasing the same deal over and over again. Walk into Marshall's on any random Tuesday, and you'll probably see it. That big shiny sign near the front saying new arrivals. Bright, exciting, and completely misleading. Because new arrivals doesn't always mean new. Sometimes it just means moved. That same purse you passed on last month, it might be right back in front of you, on a different rack, under a new sign, wearing a fresh price tag like a disguise. It's not a restock. It's retail musical chairs. Marshall's counts on one simple thing. Most shoppers don't remember individual items, they remember feelings. So if the display feels fresh, your brain assumes the deals are new too. It's a brilliant trick, and a dirty one. Then there's the merchandise itself. You think it's discounted luxury, but some of it is barely safe. Recent lab tests on jewelry and accessories from discount chains found that over 25% contain dangerous levels of lead or nickel. That cute necklace catching the light in aisle 5? It might come with a toxic surprise you definitely didn't bargain for. And here's where things get even darker. Returned or defective products often end up right back on shelves. Blenders that short-circuited, hair tools that overheated, coffee makers with cords wrapped in electrical tape. If it looks okay from the outside, it's good to go. Marshall's moves too much product, too fast, to properly inspect every return. Most of it gets wiped down, repackaged, and thrown right back into rotation. It's like the store equivalent of 5-second rule. If it looks fine, sell it. And yes, the staff knows. But before you blame the employees, understand this. Most of them are trained to keep the illusion alive. The employee handbook doesn't say lie, but it might as well. Here's what insiders call it: selling around problems. If a shirt has a tiny stain, they're told to call it vintage style. If a purse has a missing button, oh, that's an opportunity for customization. If a blender box looks opened, oh, that's just repackaged after quality inspection. Translation: reframe every flaw as a feature. They're literally trained to redirect your focus, from what's wrong with the item to why it's a unique find. It's like retail Jedi mind tricks, and most shoppers fall for it. But it gets even wilder. Employees are also taught to downplay complaints and deflect tough questions about quality. Ask, why did this price go up overnight? And you'll hear, pricing fluctuates based on demand. Translation: we change prices whenever we feel like it. Ask if something was returned? You'll probably get a polite shrug and a smile. Because the truth is, employees aren't even required to tell you when you're buying a return. That brand new handbag you just picked up? It might have been someone else's regret last week. And those long, slow-moving return lines? Not an accident. Marshall's understaffs returns on purpose, especially during busy hours. They know that the longer you wait, the more likely you'll say, forget it, I'll keep it. That's not poor management. That's profit by frustration. Even the return rules themselves are a masterpiece of confusion. 30 days, unless it's an accessory. Store credit only, unless it's final sale. Receipt required, but that receipt might fade faster than your patience. Lose one little tag or buy from the wrong location, and suddenly, you're the problem. They'll make you feel like you're the one who did something wrong for trying to return a defective item. And then there's the employee urgency training. When the store needs to move questionable inventory, staff are encouraged to create artificial scarcity. Oh, that's the last one. This style's selling out fast. It's the Marshall's version of act now, think later. But here's what nobody realizes. Most of those last chance items have been sitting there for months. The only thing running out is shelf space. Even worse, new employees are told not to get too involved with complaints. They're warned that some customers just like to complain, creating this us versus them mindset that quietly undermines real service. So when you come in frustrated about a broken item, they're already trained to tune you out and pivot to something else. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But have you checked our new arrivals? That's not customer service. That's damage control with a smile. Marshall's has turned customer psychology into an art form. They don't just manage inventory, they manage perception. From how items are displayed to how employees talk to you, every little move is choreographed to keep you buying and stop you questioning. And yet, people keep coming back because the store feels familiar, comfortable, full of treasures. But once you start looking behind the curtain, it's hard to unsee it. And if you thought all this was bad, wait until you hear how Marshall's uses its reputation, built decades ago on genuine department store overstock, to trick loyal shoppers into trusting a completely different business model. That's where the real betrayal happens. Here's the biggest secret of all. Marshall's built its empire on trust, the kind of trust that takes decades to earn and just a few sneaky price tags to destroy. Back in the day, Marshall's really was a place for genuine overstock and brand name bargains. Your mom could walk out with a Ralph Lauren sweater for half the price and brag about it all week. But that world's gone. Today, the store runs on nostalgia. They're selling you the memory of a good deal, not the deal itself. It's psychological bait wrapped in a clearance sticker. And older shoppers, the ones who remember the real Marshalls, get hit the hardest. They trust the name, the layout, the feeling. But behind that friendly chaos is a system designed to blur the line between discount and deception. Fake compare-it prices, recycled returns, private labels pretending to be designer goods. It's a retail illusion, and you're the magician's audience. So the next time you grab a bargain at Marshall's, take a second look. Ask yourself, is this really a deal or just a discount costume? Because in 2025, the smartest shoppers aren't the ones chasing tags. They're the ones reading between them. If this video opened your eyes to what's really going on behind those Marshall's racks, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who still believes they're saving a fortune there. At Frugal Pro, we don't just expose the price, we expose the game. Because spending smart starts with knowing the truth.